Hey everybody, I'm just going to do a really quick video on how I did these Disney shirts. We chose to do a Mickey head silhouette, but really you could use any shape that you want that you could print off. This was like a fun little family craft that we did, so I'll show you really quick everything that you will need. You just want to start off with a blank t-shirt. I also put cardboard inside of here so that it doesn't run through. So shirt, cardboard, and then I got this, the transparent paper, they call it copy paper. I don't know, it's called several different things. And so I got a roll of that at, you can get it at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. And then I just printed off the shape that we wanted. You can print it off on on your printer or something, or even draw it if you want. And then what I did was I lay it down on here, and then I cut that out. So I'll show you guys really quick how I did that. And then once you have that cut out on there, I'm gonna just stick it right here, and then we're going to get started. So when we come back, I will go ahead and cut this out, and then we'll come back and finish the video. Okay, so I went ahead and stuck it on here, and then on top of that I stuck one on there that was already used, just so that you could see the outline, because you wouldn't really be able to see the outline on the video because it's just clear, you can barely see it. So first things first, so you can either use acrylic, because most acrylic paints will not wash out of shirts. We've made shirts with acrylic paint before, but you could also get fabric paint too. For these particular colors, I'm not using fabric paint, but my kids did use, the bright fabric paint colors. But I just went ahead and stuck with the acrylic colors. So what you want to do first is, I'm just using the tip of like the pencil so that we get like the same dot every single time. And it's really easy for kids to do that too. My kids made their own t-shirts. I just gave them the paint and the pencil, and then they just went around and did their dots. So what you want to do first is start with a dark color, and the important thing is to make sure that you really do fill this in by the time that you're done, because if you don't, then your shape's not going to come out very well. So what we did was we just went around and did dots like this. You really have to keep dipping it back in the paint, and we want to do dots really, really close together. I'm going to put some more around the border too as well. And so what we do is we just keep going around real close together. You have to make sure you get right up against that sticker, because we're going to peel it off, and you'll have a really nice shape there. If you don't, it's just not going to look right. So we just keep going around. Okay, now that I've gone all the way around, you guys can see there's really not much of a pattern to it. There doesn't really need to be, but I've gotten them right on top of that sticker. I went all the way around, and once I do that, then I'm going to just start spreading them out a little bit more. You kind of want to eyeball, how big you want your dots to go out. I did mine kind of gathered in small, but my husband did his a little more spaced out. So I mean, it's really whatever you want to do. So we're going to go ahead and just keep adding these dots all the way around, and then we're going to switch colors. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I did the black dots. You can see they're really, really close together here, and then they start to spread out. And so I've gone ahead and I wiped off the eraser, and now I'm going to start with the red. So I'm going to kind of do the exact same thing I did with the black. I'm just going to go around, get it right up against that sticker that we have there. And I'm just going to keep going around with this until we have that covered. Okay, so now that we've got a bunch of the red on there, I did the same thing with the black. We're just going to continue on with the colors. You can really choose whatever colors that you want. For this one, I'm doing black, red, pink, and purple. And so I'm just going to wipe my eraser off, and then we're just going to grab some purple, and we're going to keep going. We're going to fill in all of these spots real close to the, as you can see, we're going to start getting real close together here with our dots. They're going to start overlapping each other. But just keep going with that. Make them real thick around the border, and then just spread them out as you go. And just keep in mind that, you know, the more colors that you have, the more space it will take up. So if you do 2 colors, it would look like with the black and red, you just have to add a lot more of that. But I find that, you know, for a color, I mean, 3, you could get away with 3, but I think we did about 4 or 5. Each of us picked about 4 or 5 colors that we wanted, and did it that way. So let me add this purple. Okay, I've gone ahead and add the purple really close here, and then I spread it out. Another tip is to just do the minimal that you think, like don't go overboard. If you feel like you have enough of that color, just stop, maybe even walk away and come back, because after I add my last color, the pink, I'm going to kind of take a little break and then come back and look at it and see what I need to add. We can always add more of the dots, but you know, we can't take any off. So now I'm just going to go in with my pink. And we're going to get in real close and tight here and see, you know, any spots that need to be filled in right away before I start spreading out. And don't worry about your border looking too messy, because once we peel this sticker off, it's going to look really good. It's going to have a nice clean line to it. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up with these pink dots. Okay, so I've gone ahead and added the pink dots, so I'm done with all of my colors. So now I can kind of just step back and take a look at it, and then what I'm going to do is just anywhere that's right along here, all of that has to be covered in color, so I can go through and look for any empty spots that maybe I missed. And then also just look for maybe any gaps up close that maybe I should fill in, and see what colors I need to add, and just do a few touch-ups. I would leave this for about, just leave it overnight to dry before you peel this off, and you'll have a nice clean line. It'll look really cute. You could do a turkey, a pumpkin. If you want to keep with the Disney theme, you can even do like Cinderella's castle or something like that. There's endless possibilities of what you could cut out, stick here, and then do this too. So I'm just gonna finish up, add maybe a few more dots, and then I'll show you guys when I'm finished. So I went ahead and finished all the dots. I went through and looked to see if there were any that needs to be filled in. Right along here, there really doesn't need to be any white or the color of your shirt. So just get that filled in. And then I'm gonna let this dry before I peel this off. And then when you're done, just let it dry for maybe another 48 to 72 hours before you wash it. Grabbed this t-shirt here. This is the one that I made for one of ours, and so you can see when you peel that off, you'll have a nice clean outline right there. So you guys have fun. I hope you enjoy making these. They're really cute and just really easy to make.